Here's a question that might be hard for parents to swallow, but are the words we say unintentionally highlighting our children's weaknesses? And if so, how can we reverse those words and help emphasize positive thinking in their little minds? Fatima Doman is the CEO of Authentic Strengths Advantage and author of a new children's book, which has one goal: to help children discover their individual character strengths. So important to do that discovery process and to help kids down that path. Thank you for being here.
My pleasure.
As parents, and I'll specifically ask as mothers, how can we focus on our child's strength and having that positive impact in who they are and who they believe they are?
So there's actually a lot of science behind that. There are over 400 global research studies that show that when you help kids to discover their strengths of character, it's actually a science, the science of character, positive psychology. And when you help them to discover these strengths, and there are 24 of them, that it helps them to develop an internal fortitude, an internal strength and resilience. And we know that kids who understand their strengths tend to be less stressed, higher achievers, have more energy engagement in school. So there are a lot of benefits: lower depression and anxiety, a lot of benefits.
Can we define character strengths, Fatima? Because I think as parents, I mean, we're not talking about good job on that goal that you laid out on the soccer field, but we're digging a little bit deeper with this idea.
Much deeper. So this is not the self-esteem movement. This is the science of character, and these are strengths that come within, that things like kindness, love, kindness to self and others, teamwork, leadership, perseverance. There are 24 of these strengths that we're teaching in this book, and you can cuddle with your kid on the couch and you can read this book to them. They can read it for themselves, and also we're using this in schools. So there are bonus teaching helps for teachers in the back of the book that help parents and teachers know what to do before they read the book to the child, during the reading, and then after the reading, to really leverage the resilience building that comes from the book.
So it's important, you point out, for parents to help identify these character strengths within their own children. How can we go a step further than that and help children identify their own strengths in those moments when mommy and daddy aren't there to point them out?
Right. So that's a really good question. And what we're finding, for example, we're using this content in the Park City School District. And one teacher told me that these little kids were not playing soccer on the field with the other kids, and they found them just sitting quietly on the sideline. They walked over to him and said, you know, why aren't you playing? And one of the boys said, we got into a fight when we were playing, so we thought we'd sit down and meditate for a little while. And they learned it in this program that we're teaching.
Oh my goodness, these cute kids over in the corner.
So we're teaching resilience building. And then also, sadly, just yesterday, one mother told me that her 12-year-old daughter, she got called into the school, her 12-year-old daughter has been talking about suicide. And other kids are calling her ugly. And so this is very real, the bullying that's going on, and it's actually directly related to some of the shootings that are going on in this country. And if kids can develop their own internal strength, if they can discover what's great about themselves, and then learn to leverage that in their lives and authentically use it. So it's not just a pat on the back, but it's discovering your own internal goodness.
So as a parent, though, help me on the ground. In addition to saying, gosh, Emmy, you are so kind. That was so kind of you to do that. Is that enough, just calling that out and complimenting that?
Yes, so calling that out and really being specific when you see your child displaying their character strengths. And we also know from the research that when people use their strengths of character, they tend to have better posture. They tend to, their eyes light up. They speak faster. So watch for those signs in your kids, and you'll know that those are the specific strengths that give them the most energy, and then encourage the use of those strengths.
It's a good awareness opportunity for parents, and I know you have an assessment available on your website parents can take to tap into those strengths.
Right, so it's a free assessment. Just go to AuthenticStrengths.com, scroll down the landing page, you'll see an orange bar. It says Take Free Strengths Survey. If your child is under 13, they'll need you with them to take the youth survey, and then it'll spit out a 2-page report of their top strengths, and then you can use that to really leverage.
What a guide to help you parent and boost and bolster their little spirits and confidence levels. So thank you so much, Fatima. We appreciate it.